How's it going, everyone? My name is Sloppy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 2 of Best in Class. If you have not seen episode 1, link to the playlist will be in the description box below in case we have other episodes. The first episode was based on my favorite Warzone class, and I literally just put that together, and it ended up being one of the best classes I've ever used. So I highly recommend checking it out if you play Warzone. This gun you can use within Warzone, but we're going to mainly be focusing within the multiplayer aspect of Modern Warfare. I honestly think this gun is very underrated, and I would like to see people use it more because it is extremely steady. I can shoot at far range. I'm sure there's some clips you'll see within these two gameplays that I have for you. But it is extremely steady, and it kills people within 2 or 3 shots typically. I think the first game I'm going to show is the Rust gameplay one because I love Rust, and I but one of my first Call of Duty multiplayer experiences was within Modern Warfare 2, and Rust was obviously one of the biggest maps within that game. And I never had it in a team deathmatch map rotation, so it was very interesting. I had a lot of fun. But I get a lot of kills, and this gun is incredibly accurate, strong, and quick as well. This class setup that we're about to use. Now the version of the gun that I'm using is called the Confession. It's from the SAW bundle. You don't have to have the SAW bundle to run this class right here, but it's just something I already had, and I thought it would be cool. Typically, the way I find some of the guns that I turn out liking a lot is from a bundle, and I just kind of edit it and make it to my playstyle. But we'll go ahead and jump right into this, starting with the muzzle. We're going to start with a monolithic suppressor. I typically run a suppressor on my guns, not necessarily snipers unless I'm playing Warzone, but on any submachine gun or anything like that, I'll use a suppressor because I like to stay silent and vigilant and, just under the radar, I guess is the best way to say it. And obviously my favorite suppressor is the monolithic because it keeps your gun quiet, but it also boosts your damage range, which is very useful. I don't like to have damage range or damage in general really taken away from my guns if I don't have to, so monolithic suppressor is the way to go. The barrel we're going to be using the XRK Zodiac S440. I don't quite know what that barrel does. I can't remember, but I will go ahead and say I think my gun right now, as of recording this commentary, is around level 50 something, and I know I picked the one with the best stats for this barrel. I can't exactly remember. I want to say it's for damage range, but I could be wrong on that one. Going to optics, I'm not a big fan of the optics on the AMAX. That is the one downside I do not like. If you like it, great. You can put on FMJ or fast reload or something like that. But I need optics, so I put on the Viper reflex sight. It kind of takes away. It's a little bit different than the red dot sight or the holographic or anything like that. I really like the look of the Viper, and you'll see some shots in here where I'm super steady with all my shots, and I give some props to that Viper sight. I like it a lot. Going to the stock, we're going to be using the FSS close quarters stock. This is for mobility. I'm sure most of the attachments that I have chosen are for damage range and steadiness and everything like that. So I was like, I need something to keep me mobile and fast because, like this gameplay being Rust, I mean, here we are, we're going to be going around corners. It's not a very big map, so I need to be able to be fast. Going down to the underbarrel, pretty much any assault rifle I use, at least for the most part, I'll use a Commando foregrip. I sometimes switch to the operator foregrip, or I can't remember the other foregrip. But I know the Commando is good for when you're aiming down sights for steadiness. Some of the other foregrips are primarily for hip fire. The operator one, I think, is also maybe a little bit better than the Commando, but I don't have it unlocked yet for this gun. As far as I can remember, I'll put everything up on screen so you can see what the gun setup is. That's primarily what I want you guys to check out because the gun is fantastic. I am going to give some more of the class setup that you guys can play with because I tested out a few things and it turned out very well. But let's go ahead and jump into the other important thing being the perks, which can also be switched up, but these are what I run, being perk 1, being cold-blooded. I do not like being killed by Harriers or anything like that, sentry guns, nothing. I like to be alive, because those things will kill me like no tomorrow, and I've gotten tired of it. So cold-blooded is definitely the way to go. Otherwise, you can run, I think it's double time. Is that what it's called? It makes you run faster for longer. I'm not too sure, but other than that, I would say cold-blooded is the way to go. Perk 2 is where we can switch things up a little bit. I use restock because I do throw grenades, or I'll use claymores or trip mines or whatever it may be. But if you want to kind of switch things up a little bit, you can throw an overkill and have either shotgun or an SMG or something like that, something a little bit more closer. Because this gun is good at close range, but it's definitely better from mid to long range. Perk 3, I have tracker. So I am a little bit of a rushy person. I do tend to rush, but there are times I will camp. I'm kind of a mix of both. I think in the Rust game, any small maps for the most part, I will rush a little bit. And tracker is very useful for me because I can get around the map fairly quickly if I know the map, and I can follow footsteps and really take out people that I need to take out, which I'm sure you'll see in either one of these gameplays. Otherwise, I would, if I had a secondary, if I was running like overkill or something like that, I would probably have amped, so I can switch guns in case I run out of ammo, because sometimes I run out of ammo when using the AMAX. Not that it doesn't have a big enough magazine, that's just me not hitting my shots most likely, but yeah, otherwise for the most part I would use tracker. I guess you can use battle hardened as well, because a lot of people recently have been using stuns and all this stuff, so battle hardened can definitely be useful, but otherwise I use tracker. Now, getting into the stuff that you can customize a little bit to your liking, even though you can customize the gun and everything, more of like that I haven't talked about yet being the secondary. If you're going to stick with the pistol or something, I think I'm running the sickle right now, which is from the Reaper bundle. But if you're going to run an actual secondary, I would say either run a launcher to take out any UAVs, Harriers, whatever it may be to help your team out, or run the Psychov pistol. I do like the Deagle or the 50 cal pistol, whatever it's called, but I definitely like the Psychov. It is way overpowered. As far as recording this video, it has not been nerfed yet, so it is crazy overpowered and can be used as an SMG. So that'll allow you to have basically an SMG and a the restock perk in your perk 2 slot. I think I talked more about the Psychov in the Warzone class setup, I believe. I can't remember now that I think about it, but yeah, I would definitely say a launcher or the Psychov. Otherwise, I just run a melee weapon and I'll just pick up a gun off the ground. Just depends on how I feel. I think I even try to get a melee kill within this game, and I'm like, why is this not connecting? Because I think he kills me. But running into the tactical and the equipment. So as far as equipment, in these gameplays, you'll see I'm using a frag. That kind of varies map by map, because some maps I don't need the amount of time it takes to cook a frag, so I'll actually run Simtex. But otherwise, if I'm wanting to play more campy, kind of get my kill streaks and kind of boost my KD, or just get a good gameplay or something like that, I will run a Claymore or Trip Mine. I typically prefer Claymore, but I'm not sure exactly if they really do really anything different as far as damage. I feel like they're pretty much the same, but I definitely use Claymores a lot. So yeah, I would say frag, Claymore, Simtex, or Trip Mine. I don't think I really pay attention to throwing knives or anything unless I'm sniping or whatever, but jumping into tactical, I use stem. At least when I'm in core gameplays, I use stem a lot, because you'll see a lot of the time, mainly from me rushing, I get shot up and I can't hold up on my own, so I have to stem. Otherwise, when I'm playing hardcore or something like that, I will use the tactical grenade that shows enemy through the wall. I can't think of the name, but it'll show them through the wall, or I'll use a stun grenade. But otherwise, in core, I'll use the stem. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. It is late and I work in the morning. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. Please consider subscribing. It helps out the channel. You can check out my other videos. If for some reason you feel, this guy, even though he's new, he just sucks ass at making videos. He's never going to get anywhere. And I don't want to be subscribed, you can always unsubscribe. It's free to subscribe, and it helps me out a lot, and I'll greatly appreciate it. Anyways, until next time, stay sloppy.